Hey, if you've been wondering what the winter weather is like here in Portland, Maine,
then this video is for you.
I'm Mike Weisman.
I'm Matt Dechaine.
And this video series is everything about living, working, and playing in the real Portland, Maine. All right, so we've been getting a lot of questions from people who are thinking about moving up to Portland, Maine, and they just want to know about the weather. They're not sure.
Winter in Maine can be a scary, part of life if you haven't dealt with it before.
That's right.
But Mike and I are here to answer your questions so you're ready and prepared for it.
That's right. So we've got a bunch of questions here that people have submitted to us. So we're going to go through them step by step, one by one, and alleviate all your fears, and you'll see you really can enjoy the winter here in Maine.
Exactly.
All right, so the first question that we've got here, Matt, is on average, just how much snow do you guys really get?
Well, thanks to being on the coast, Portland here gets a little less than inland Maine. Mm-hmm. We average about 5 feet, 61 inches a year.
Okay.
The fact that the ocean's right here moderates the temperature in the winter. So if you're living in Portland, you're doing better than most of the state.
All right, that's 5 feet a year. That's not like 5 feet at a time.
Right. Sometimes we'll have big storms, but yeah, you never see 5 feet at a time.
Right, okay. Well, you could, but okay. So how is it cleared and how fast? Like, how good are we here in Maine clearing snow?
We are fantastic.
Right.
We have legions of plows, sand trucks. I mean, as soon as it starts snowing, they're out, they're cleaning it. You get a big storm one day, the next morning it is cleared. Other than the piles of snow, the driving is the same, the sidewalks are clean. It does not hamper life in any way.
Right, so those of you moving in from maybe a warmer climate or like the mid-Atlantic where they see snow but don't get so much of it and like 2 inches can shut everything down, not gonna happen here.
Yeah, definitely not here.
Right, all right, next question that's coming in from our website. So where does all the snow go?
I like that one. It's a practical thinking.
Yep.
So realistically, the plows push it off to the side of the road. The wider streets obviously can handle more snow.
Yep.
The narrower streets will get tighter pretty fast. Mm-hmm. And so you got to be concerned about where you're going to park,
sure.
The banks in front of your house. Once it builds up and the street's pretty narrow, the town will come through, scoop it all up, put it in a dump truck, and take it to the outer edge of town to kind of thaw out or hang out until it thaws in the spring.
Right.
So they're always making sure there's enough room to get around.
They'll take it to the waterfront too.
Yeah, they take it actually right by the Fore River, which if you remember from our other videos, dumps right into Casco Bay.
Yep.
They put it right on the banks there, and it'll melt off in the spring.
That's right. Okay, next question that we're getting is how common are school cancellations? So your kids are going to be asking this. They're going to get up in the morning. Is school canceled? Is school canceled?
So in Maine, particularly here in Portland, if we're getting 5-6 inches in a day, school will most likely get canceled,
sure.
along with a lot of other non-essential programs.
Right.
If we're getting over a foot, pretty much everything's shut down. But if it stops snowing, before 9, 10 o'clock at night, you can bet everything is clean by the next morning and we're right back to business.
Right. Occasionally we'll get like an hour or 2 hour delay in some of the schools. And of course that's reported, all the news stations will report it.
Right.
It'll be put up on the websites. It's really easy to keep in touch with what's going on.
Yeah, especially, the local news stations have Facebook pages. If you follow them, they'll definitely alert you if there's any cancellations or delays.
Right. Now this next question applies to those that are living in places, especially on the peninsula. Remember, Portland breaks up to on peninsula if you have street parking. So what about parking bans and things of that nature?
Yeah, that's a good question too. So as Mike was saying, on peninsula, you'll often see that parking is not included, or at least off-street parking is not included. And when the town goes through and plows, they don't want to have to go around all the cars, and most importantly, you don't want your car to be boxed in by a mound of snow.
Right.
So when that happens, the town will have a parking ban.
Right.
Depending on what zone you live in, and you can find this all on the portlandmaine.gov website, they will tell you when you can and can't park and where you can put your vehicle so that it's in a safe area. For example, if you live out on the East End, you can go park on the road that goes down towards the East End beach.
Right.
If you live on the West End, right along the prom, you can park there.
Yeah.
How do you know if there's a parking
ban?
ban?
Next question, that was coming up. Yep.
If you go to the Portland website, portlandmaine.gov/parking ban, and we'll have the link below in the video, you can sign up for text message alerts. It'll go right to your phone, email, however you want it. And if you're familiar with the area, you know the time and temperature building, the famous one in Portland that's always saying what the time and temperature are.
Right.
besides call Joe, it also says if there's parking bans.
Right, so you can pretty much see that from anywhere in town. It's the tallest building in town. So.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, around the back bay is a good vantage point, so take a drive on Baxter Boulevard, look up, and you'll know for sure where you can park.
Right. Now, one of our last questions here, and this is a good one. How cold is it really up here, right? How cold is it up here in the winter in Portland, Maine?
I love getting that question. People think we're up by the Arctic Circle.
Right.
It's not quite that bad. In the winter, we'll average 10 to 20 degrees, you know, and it obviously warms up in the sun.
Sure.
It's colder at night.
Yep.
When the cold fronts come through, you know, it'll swoop down from Canada, which obviously chills the state a bit.
Yep.
We can get below zero for several days in a row.
That's right.
So an important point, make sure you have enough oil in your tank, propane, wood, whatever you're using. You don't want to get caught halfway through one of those polar vortexes, they call them, and you're running low on fuel because everyone's sold out. So make sure you're prepared for those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And our last question here, before we wrap up, is, you know, what kind of clothes would someone need, and where do you get them?
So actually, I have a great answer because we have Rennie's, a staple in Maine. They have, you know, a dozen stores throughout the state.
Yep.
They have great winter clothes, and it's not too expensive. You know, it's regular prices. You can get snow pants if you're going out to play in the snow for 20, 30 bucks a pair, gloves, hats. What I would recommend if you're doing any, you know, sort of walking around at all is to get some warm winter boots.
Yep.
You can find those there.
Right.
And flannels, I mean, all the layers you need. If you talk to one of the people there, they'll tell you, you know, what layering is, how it's important, and how that can benefit you in the winter. So if you're unsure or don't know about dressing up warm, you know, use the resources in the store and they'll definitely get you on your way.
Right, of course, and we've got LL Bean.
LL Bean is the famous outfitter.
Yep.
They're up in Freeport World headquarters.
Not too far, and they have an outlet store there, which is a great place to go in and shop. You never know what you're going to find. We've got a lot of good deals right there in the outlet store.
They are the hardcore winter store. So if your plans take you, you know, maybe hiking up Mount Katahdin in the winter, or you want to go skiing at one of our wonderful resorts here in Maine, that's the place to go to get the serious gear for sure.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, there you have it. A great, quick introduction, if you will, of what it's like here in the winter in Portland, Maine. And remember, if you're thinking about relocating, coming to the area, we've got your back.
Yeah, definitely. So reach out. We'd love to work with you too, get you in here, make sure you're safe for the winter. Yep. So DM us, message us, whatever it takes, smoke signals, all right? We're here for you. And also remember, we're making new videos every single week on our YouTube channel. So remember to click the subscribe button, hit that little bell, and we'll see you on the next video. See you later.